What is going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are going to watch Chucky Season 2, Episode 5 today. I hear it's a good one. John, how are you?
I'm very excited, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for this. Ladies and gentlemen, leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. Also, special thank you to all super sexy rejects. Those are the ones who follow us over at our Patreon page, showing their support. Really do appreciate it. Full interaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy of Chucky, available over there, along with a bunch of other shows that we cover exclusively with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. Your support means the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what's going on in this highly talked about episode.
This one is for Lexi. Just picture it jutting out of her heart. If that little bitch had a heart.
Don't you ever say her name.
Keep Lexi's name out your mouth.
Jagged blade is gonna make him scream like a little girl. These are for you and your good buddy Jake. Friends till the end.
Oh, he's getting defensive.
Ooh, ow. Round one, fight.
Chuck, how did you get to be such a wuss?
I found something better than killing.
Don't.
How did this Chucky murder so many people?
You're not good, Chucky.
I am Good Chucky.
You're supposed to be a killer, like me.
Oh! Wow. Uh-oh. No. Buff Chucky, stop it.
There's nothing you can do, okay? Just let them take each other out.
Let them take each other out.
You gotta save Good Chucky.
Chucky!
Devin just thinks that Chucky's a Chucky still.
You're weak, pathetic. You're nothing. You're the Chucky no one will remember.
That's not true.
The word of the Lord.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm the Chucky I choose to be. Asshole.
Yes. Iron Giant Chucky.
Wow, he's crucifying him. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Colonel Chucky died for our sins.
Of how he got the idea to crucify him.
Oh, yeah.
Off-camera vomit.
Killing in the
It's
name
cool to get
of...
two Chuckies interact with each other like that. Going toe-to-toe.
How did I do, Coach?
How can you just see past, even though it's Good Chucky, I'd have the hardest time seeing past the fact that it's a Chucky doll.
Yeah. Never trust it.
He's a killing machine.
Devin, he saved our lives. He saved us from Chucky.
He is Chucky.
We are Chucky.
But you still have me. And I'm not gonna let Chucky take you too. There is no Good Chucky. Huh?
Don't confuse him. Don't have this conversation in front of that Chucky.
Only Good Chucky's a dead Chucky.
That was awkward.
I would love it if Good Chucky is manipulating this whole thing. The ultimate disguise.
I would never put it past them.
Great, of course.
Ugh.
I find this act of blasphemy deeply disturbing.
Look at the blood.
Ooh.
God damn it.
There's a corpse in the closet and a killer doll on the loose. I'm worried about me. I'm 18.
Ouch.
I had 5 gerbils, and my mom would tell me that they ran away. I couldn't figure it out. Why would they leave me?
You can open the door, Lexi.
I don't think she ever wanted me to have any of them at all, but you know how moms are. They do their best to make you happy, right?
Oh, not my mom.
She's really good at being sweet when she wants to be. You're curing her drug addiction. They're going to kill her off this season, aren't they?
Or she might become a killer?
And just a poop drops in there, too. Nicely done. You're going to regret it. I already regret it for you, Lexi. The seed. Shit, oh, what you're starting to remember. You don't want to put that in a text message.
You murder people.
Glen, it's an addiction. Have a little compassion.
Let's just start with who Nika is and what happened.
Nika's my girlfriend. And sometimes your father.
Stop lying! Who's Tiffany Valentine?
I'm not saying anything until you tell me where Glenda took Nika. All of a sudden, you have nothing to say.
Chuckmate. Please, yes, thank you, sir. May I have another?
What?
Maybe it's a miracle?
Praise be the God.
What did it feel like when he killed him?
Like I finally knew what I was for.
What?
Uh-oh.
Protecting.
Holy hematoma, Batman. The Joker got me good.
And the citizens of God.
Uh-oh.
Trevor's gone. As in not in the place we left him. We don't know how many Chuckies are out there. What if one found Devin?
No, he's fine. He's just being dramatic and punishing me.
Don't lie to yourself, Jake.
Traumatic.
Who would take Trevor's body, though?
An ally?
Or an enemy.
You would know.
How could I possibly convince a believer of supernatural evil? It must just be a series of violent, elaborate pranks pulled off by some traumatized teenagers.
Open Leviticus and read it.
Read a little bit of Leviticus.
You can believe in a man being resurrected from the dead after 3 days, but you can't believe about a supernatural doll?
Bible's full of supernatural evil.
Weren't you the one that recommended these violent kids be admitted here in the first place? And where have you been during their reign of terror throughout these hallways, this sick abandon of everything holy, what God is trying to tell them, what I am trying to help them see?
Therapist is totally in on this in some way.
And is currently reading the Bible in the chapel by himself. And that's where he will remain until...
Father Bryce, is that really necessary? Maybe these kids need someone to talk to. I mean, are you punishing him for blasphemy or for creative prowess? Why not both?
This is a display of violence and casual pageantry.
Devin is a traumatized kid.
This isn't trauma. This is evil.
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 I did not become a sister to validate or answer to your fits of self-righteousness. This is not an inquisition.
This is exactly what it is.
Best nun ever.
Nobody expects the Sawa Inquisition.
I think I can still help him.
Get rid of that abomination.
Yes, Father.
No one notices the blood.
Nope. Just looking right past it.
Buff Chucky lives.
Nice. Read the shellfish one next. No, dude.
Oh my God, he's gonna torch the chapel.
Oh boy.
You remember that time in high school when we snuck out to meet with the Dean brothers? Yes. What were their names?
Uh-oh. You're smart.
It was so
long ago. It was almost like we were different people. I want to be Jennifer Tilly.
Yep.
No way.
Do you have a check for me?
My God.
Wait, is that? Would that be Jennifer Tilly
Isn't
inside there?
that precious?
Yep.
I'm starving. You promised me chocolate.
No way. She's still alive. That's hilarious.
I look so beautiful. That's me. I look beautiful. Anyhow.
That's awesome. Ever expanding lore.
More could I possibly give you? For years, I've made you money playing online poker and voicing Bonnie on Family Guy. I need to convince your sister, Meg, that I'm you. Meg is here? Tell me about those Dean brothers.
Yep.
Oh, Jennifer, plot away.
I just feel so bad. Who would do something like that?
Are you kidding me? You would do something like that. You're basically responsible for killing Jake's whole family. But for some reason, he doesn't seem to care about any of that.
That wasn't his fault. That was a different Chucky. He's not like that anymore.
Oh my God, he looks so upset.
I have to go.
No.
Chuck, you can't.
No, child actors.
No, come back. Adorable kid.
Did I really do those things?
Oh, no, that was a different you. There's a lot of you. But, you're all different.
Kind of. He's the only difference.
Yeah, really.
If I came from someone bad, that means that I'm bad too. That means I could hurt you.
No. You choose your own identity.
Look, I know you're good.
But what if there's still evil inside me too?
Wow.
Look, I have an idea. But we're gonna need some help.
I really like Good Chucky.
I do too. It's a fascinating moral quandary.
Even when we thought Chucky was dead, Jake, none of us ever saw each other, ever.
I wanted to talk to you guys every single day. Everything just felt so hard.
You guys are a reminder.
What's that? Is that a doll's foot?
What?
Has he been capping Chucky's?
Breadcrumbs.
What?
Like Hansel and Gretel. Like he's leaving a trail for himself to find his way back home.
Gotta follow it.
So then the priest usually says something like, "What do you ask of God's church for Chucky?"
I ask for a clean slate.
Cool. You could have also just said baptism.
I could have baptized Chucky.
You could be my godfather, Jake.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to be the godmother?
I would love to.
I baptize you in the name of the Father.
Chucky's being baptized. Crazy. That's wild.
And the Holy Spirit.
Cleansing you from your original sin.
That's it. You're clean now. No more evil.
Wow! What a feeling! And it was so easy.
You are very suggestible.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake. Thank you.
Even Alexi's now like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
The hell? Awkward.
We're on our own now.
The new cult of Chucky is formed.
Ooh, what if the therapist is from the cult of Chucky? Like, was she in the asylum as a worker?
That's a good guess.
No.
No, leave Sister Ruth alone.
You will believe.
What in the name of heaven?
Oh my God, that's not gonna work. Call someone in.
I am risen.
Oh.
You are risen indeed, Lord.
And it didn't even take me 3 days.
Yep. Oh.
How can I serve thee, Lord?
Oh God. So ridiculous. There's a new cult in town.
Cult of Buff Chucky.
When you were talking about the Dean brothers earlier, it really brought back some memories.
Oh, such as?
Yes, like they wanted to raise money for the orphanage that they grew up in, so they got the whole band back together. And then the cops were after them for their unpaid parking tickets, but they still managed to play the Palace Hotel.
Down the hatch.
They still managed to save the orphanage.
Jennifer.
Yes?
That is the plot of the Blues Brothers.
Yes. I was like, this sounds very familiar.
Bitch.
Excuse me?
I have to go.
Jennifer?
It's a great plot beat.
You tricked me, you little troll. Huh. I don't know what you're talking about. You're a disgusting little smarty pants, aren't you? I'm going to make you sorry you ever were born.
Oh no.
Yep.
Used to be the most unhappy dolly in the world.
Mom?
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's not what it looks like.
Jennifer.
Meg, it's me, Jennifer. In here. I'm in here. It's me.
It's not what looks like. What is going on here?
Oh my God, Meg is so dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Ow.
Yep, there it is.
No. No! Ugh. Did she die like this in Psycho 2? Is that what this is? No.
Oh wow, she's getting stabbed to death. Kill off Jennifer Tilly's sister. So ridiculous.
Rest in peace. You will be missed.
Tiffany, what have you done? She was my sister. I'm sorry. Who are you? My name is Tiffany Valentine,
Oh my God.
and I'm your goddamn mother.
She's coming to her own.
Damn.
Damn, this is Jennifer Tilly's season.
It's about time.
So Good Doll is Jennifer Tilly. She gets to play Jennifer Tilly in the doll. It's such a mind bender. So many levels.
You monster! I'll kill you. Mommy's here. You maniac! You. I am trying to have an important conversation with my child. If you don't shut up, I will lock you down here to starve. Do you understand me? No more chocolate. I was never good at being Jennifer Tilly, and I wasn't that good of a mom either.
You don't say. Look at you.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing to you kids also.
What do you mean?
I have one last birthday present for you.
No shit. She got the doll?
Yeah.
I thought they
transferred
transformed, not a transference. I thought it was like
belongs to you.
I don't know.
Jen gave birth to twins.
Yes. No, it's gotta be the doll.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the original doll. Wow.
Now we just gotta get Billy Boyd back.
Wow.
Full circles, man.
It's me. What about Glenda?
It's for them too.
I need to show this to them.
Let's go get them.
Alone. I need to show this to them alone.
No.
Oh, no.
No. What about Jennifer Tilly?
Take the doll with you, yeah. Don't kill Jennifer Tilly.
They did take Jennifer Tilly.
Oh, good.
Oh, my God. We are seed of Chucky, and that's...
Full seed. Full seed ahead.
Is this really a trail?
Ugh.
Or just a spot for a bunch of dead Chuckies?
Whoa. Is this... Oh. Is Andy, like, living out here? Tribal style?
Every dead Chucky's a win, right?
But why was that Chucky taking photos of stuff if it was Andy?
Maybe lead the trail to him. There's your boy.
Jesus. Holy shit. Andy.
What?
How'd you recognize Andy?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I didn't even recognize him from that shot.
Looks more like Jesus.
The therapist is in on it.
Yes.
Dr. Mixer.
Charlie? That's Colonel to you.
Bald
He's
Chucky
like
is the
Marlon
Colonel.
Brando.
Wow. What a cool episode.
So that bald Chucky, it's not the same bald Chucky from the first episode of the season?
I think it is.
It's the same exact one? He didn't have that voice. He's doing a Marlon Brando impression, right? Apocalypse Now.
Yes, absolutely. It's a Brando impression. I mean, it might be a different Bald Chucky, or maybe just Bald Chucky has slowly devolved into Marlon Brando.
Oh, that's funny.
Chuck of Darkness.
All right, take it away, John.
No, this is a blast. Good to be back among the the main cast and whatnot back at the school. But I liked the blending of things out of the last episode. We certainly got back to the main plot line, but everything with Jennifer Tilly and just I know people get conflicted about Seed of Chucky's camp and its kooky meta tone and the comedy, the overt comedy that takes hold when you're in that world's aesthetic. But I love the way that they continuously just kaleidoscope the lore outward. And yeah, now you have, direct confirmation like, okay, keep Jennifer Tilly's soul trapped here. And that makes a lot of sense as to how she's able to live this life. And so it's like it serves a practical purpose, but also, adds to the crazy, weird, ever-warping blend of characters these people get to play, because there's been so much made out of, like, Fiona Dourif getting to do just, like, every possible iteration, and now it seems like Jennifer Tilly is also getting that opportunity to come full circle, and it was so cool to hear her. It's like you really realize how much of a character she puts on, because she's playing Jennifer Tilly, it's heightened, or she's posing as Jennifer Tilly, and you're in this show, it's heightened, but like hearing Jennifer Tilly's voice protesting back really reminded me just how much of a character Tiffany is at all times. And so, yeah, I love that detail, having Meg be the one. It makes perfect sense. Like, it's a fun gag, but it also serves another practical purpose where, yeah, she's the one who's like, something's off here. You don't seem like the Jen I know. And I love that they use that to their advantage. You get a fun, kooky death with her. And then, yeah, cutting back over to everything else here, you know, you've got Jake slowly falling into the trap of Good Chucky, which I'm really curious to see how it plays out. I mean, I think probably everyone's a little sus at the moment for good reason. But, yeah, I really enjoyed the blend that this episode made, because the stuff at the school is appropriately foreboding and a bit more serious in tone, and then the stuff at the Tilly house is, you know, tense, certainly, but, you know, zany as well. So, yeah, I really enjoyed, especially on the heels of such a deep dive into a particular idea and meta concept last week. I really liked this as a return to the overall big picture, and confirmation that nobody dies if you don't see it happen for Andy. So, yeah, what did you think, sir?
Yeah, I think that this was, to me, this is probably my favorite episode of the season thus far. I think that it has the perfect world building of everything I really enjoy about this Chucky franchise. And it's pretty awesome to see just how, because with the Chucky franchise, it really seemed like there was a certain set of films, and then you had the camp era of the films. Then I was like, look, we got to go back and take it a little more serious and be very horror-centric, and something that just feels more serious, basically.
Something scary again.
And then to have this show where it just has this great collision of events where it doesn't feel at odds with the franchise. It feels like it actually honors the franchise in its totality, because they're doing everything that I love about the franchise, even the crazy camp side, but they're even converting some of that camp stuff and making it more serious. Like when you compare, I think, the death of Redman or Jennifer Tilly, at least with the presumed death, and the circumstances of the interaction with real life celebrities in that movie, See to Chucky, that just registers as totally goofy. You know, it's like super silly.
You didn't cry when Britney died?
No, that wasn't the real Britney Spears. That was an actress pretending to be Britney Spears. So when basically with that film, it's very goofy. And then my point with that is, while like the last episode where you had, you know, like Joe Pantoliano, like them dying is goofy, they had Meg Tilly here, and until I pulled myself out of the, you know, moment to be like, this is just kind of crazy, because they got Jennifer Tilly's sister to appear here, and now they're killing off Jennifer Tilly's sister.
Yeah.
And it's not like the way you would feel in Seed of Chucky. It's not like the way you would feel in even a movie like This Is the End. You're taking the moment serious. Like, it's a real character death, and it has repercussions of a reveal for Glen in the room to be witnessing this, and for the revelation that my sister's in this doll and trying to process all this information and what it's doing to Tiffany, and her coming into her own, because so much of her character portrayal of what Jennifer Tilly was doing suddenly made a lot of sense. It already made sense, but it made even more sense because it was revelatory about her character, where she does have that line of, I am Tiffany Valentine and I am your goddamn mother. Like, the way she embraces that. And then the speech where she's lamenting her whole feelings of why she wanted to be Jennifer Tilly, and how she really felt like she's just a total deadbeat. She's I think she said, I'm a loser. She feels like I'm a loser when she's talking with Glen. And then you're seeing like, oh yeah, I mean, she's been going through like this whole depression and losing herself and alcoholism. And then one can chalk it up to she's Tiffany Valentine. That's just who she is. She's just kind of a crazy girl, you know? But it's not that. Like, there was a whole deeper character side to it. So there was something that felt very much like coming into her own and an embrace about Tiffany Valentine this episode. So as much as we're getting like crazy cool Chucky stuff, you know, like with Good Chucky, because it could be a ploy, it could be a manipulation, but hell, the lengths they're going through to if it is, good on them, because I've definitely jumped on the train that is telling me that this Chucky is having a real existential crisis because they do want to be good. I believe it, like running off, wanting to be on their own, defending, defending Jake and Devin by trying to attempting to kill Buff Chucky. Like there's so much about that Good Chucky that just seems like this Chucky actually wants to be good and fears the evil and fears like the labeling and the pre-existing conditioning of where the roots of Chucky are. Like it's a fascinating existential thing to do with the character, and also the sometimes I feel like obviously there's some choices that could be more logical, like any horror thing, especially in the Chucky franchise. But I appreciate what they do on a deeper character moments of how they make it very nuanced with the relationship dynamics, because I enjoy what they're doing with how you got a good guy Chucky and you got two different responses from the lovers, from Devin and how he's reacting to it, and Jake, who's like they're both empathetic, but their traumatic responses and their reasoning is reacting to this doll quite differently. And then it brought me back to the beginning of season 1, where Jake did have a buddy. He did have a friend, and it was that Chucky doll when he was a loner, you know? And so to finally have that good guy Chucky doll makes sense to me why there might be a part of him that, when you have, sometimes when you grow up in abuse, you have this certain empathetic quality that makes you want to see the good in someone that might be bad. It can make you do the complete opposite. It can make you totally resistant, but it could also develop this other quality. And I feel like that's why he really roots for good guy Chucky to remain good guy Chucky. So I think they're doing like all these exciting things. I don't know what this means with the therapist. It seems like the therapist is in on it in some way.
She has to be. She had the bell doll. She has to be.
She's always been sus.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess Colonel Chucky's the one calling the shots. But I think it's funny and it's exciting and it's suspenseful. Their meta nods I like the handling of the meta nods like this more than I did the last episode. Because they build it into the universe so well. Of like that Family Guy reference, I think is kind of brilliant.
Yeah, because it absolutely works in universe.
Yeah.
You could do this all remotely. You don't necessarily, like, if Tiffany needs to go and take a meeting or something, she can. But yeah, Jen could just record all the stuff at home.
I think that's brilliant.
And keep the fortune summit. Like, it answers so many logical questions. And yeah, it makes a real legit. I think that's the thing, is like certain people don't love the Bride and Seed era of Chucky because it is, a bit all caution to the wind. And I feel like here they've tempered it really well so that it honors that spirit, but it's also conscientious enough to spiral out of like an interlude like last week's episode. And then, use what we brought in, clearly not just for fun and games, but for, actual progression of the story, actual expansion upon the lore. And I liked what you brought up with Jake, because I feel like that would be I think, difficult for certain viewers to swallow. But you have that relationship that Evan never had, or Devin, I should say. Devin never had. He only knows Chucky, in the most horrific way possible. Whereas, you have that slow burn of the first season's start where Chucky and Jake are bonding. And that's an evolution to figuring out like, okay, this is a really bad situation. And so I think it's also a nice way to add, some dramatic tension for our characters that makes sense. And plays on something that you can kind of chart back into the history of the show to show that, okay, this isn't just a way of going, what's a new thing we can do? It is, but it's also really motivated. And I think that's what continues to impress me about the season, is no matter what wild choice they make, it seems like they've also really thought it all through. And that allows, I think, the traversing of tones, so that you can have stuff that's wildly outrageous and funny, and then you can have stuff that is actually like scary and tense and that does make you wonder. And I'm with you. I'm like, I hope Good Chucky is good, because I think that making that be a real thing, as much as it would work for it to be a ploy, making that real does feel like a new and interesting thing to do with Chucky that we haven't seen done before. And part of this franchise, and especially part of the show, is anybody who gets to be a Chucky kind of gets to now twist through every possible version that could imply. And I like that, yeah, they've done that with Fiona Dourif, they've done that with Jennifer Tilly, and now even here they're doing it with Chucky himself, and that gives, Brad Dourif a chance to change up his voicings, which has happened in the past, but I think is especially notable here. As he, brings these different Chuckies to life and whatnot. And yeah, like I love the addition of that. I can't imagine Good Chucky is going to make it through the entire season. The whole like baptism thing, like it's so wild and so absurd. And yeah, it plays on the aspects of the Christianity angle to the season that they brought in a way I never really would have thought of or expected. And it, it asks very interesting questions. And now I wonder, what will happen in the rest of the season as you have Tiffany embracing herself, coming into her own, letting go of her Jennifer Tilly obsession to a degree, and, going back to herself, her own motivations, and then, these iterations of Chucky, most of which are, the one she definitely knows. But, you've got this one, and I wonder if they will ever cross paths and what that could bring to the table moving forward. So, yeah, like I love both the focus, but also the sort of wild possibility. And I think they've really managed to, like you said, acknowledge the series in its totality and to not even, like I know Don Mancini doesn't like as much the voodoo angle of things, but even that, like everything that's come before seems to be incorporated in a way that's conscientious, and it doesn't feel ashamed or displeased with any particular element it has to work with. It just knows how to properly embrace them in a way that doesn't fully undermine the fact that this is still, horror and stuff, but also, really embraces that fun and just a wild spirit are in the DNA of this franchise.
Yeah, I think with the church thing, it started to really click for me the angle of what they're doing within the church, because I've been wanting to really get a good grasp of why the church setting, what they can do, other than the most obvious thing to predict would be the homosexuality is an abomination.
Yeah.
Because of Jake and Devin's relationship. So that I get. But this episode really put the perspective into a much more clear light of, no, it's the cult. It's the cult mentality that this season is dealing. Obviously, Mancini has an interest in cult and has an fascination with cult. And this really, like the example to me, like the baptism was a case of brainwashing, where it's like a literal form of brainwashing
all over again.
If we do this, this will convince this person that they are good. Yeah. And then you have the nun who sees, for some reason, projects who Christ must be unto buff Chucky, and then decides, I will obey. Just because it saw him rise out of a trash can.
Just because it's a miracle of some kind.
Yeah, it's very, and then also you're seeing with Devon Sawa's priest character, the stringent, self-righteous ways he goes about reacting and responding to things. Like the only one who doesn't feel like a cultish like character is I don't know which
the nun who teaches
the
art
black
class.
Nun.
Yeah.
She's great. It feels very relatable. And of course we got Lexi and Nadine, and I like what they're doing with them having like a genuine friendship. That's something we didn't really get. At least I don't remember of Lexi having just a real friend.
No.
And them being able to be there for each other. And I appreciate the discussions even that Lexi and Devin have. Of, they were bonded by trauma, but sometimes when you're trying to move on, that trauma, just seeing that person could be a reminder, even on a very subconscious level, that just brings you back in an emotional, mental way. So for them to not be interacting makes sense because they're all trying to move on in whichever way that might be, whether that be drug addiction or I'm trying to form a relationship with my new brother, whatever it might be. But then, of course, it's the catalyst of another traumatic, inciting incident that unites them. It's like they're bonded by trauma. And I think there's a lot more. I guess that's the bottom line of what I kind of get at with. I don't really say it's about the movies. I mean, some of them there's deeper shit for sure. I will definitely give it that. Sometimes there can be a deeper commentary or there's something more interesting to explore.
A theme, yeah.
I think this show does something very impressive for me, where they keep the entire spirit of the movies that preceded it very much alive, but do something much more nuanced as they move forward without it feeling like you're talking to me. You're actually still doing a real story and you're keeping the energy involved. So, yeah, I think it's really well done, and I thought this episode was one of their best.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, what did you think about Chucky Season 2, Episode 5? We're not able to watch these, and as of the very end of the video, most of you guys will not get this message. We're not able to just get access to it properly until like Thursday, so that's why they're coming out on Fridays. So, sorry. I'll just hit up 3C Films and see what he does.
He's the Chucky. He's the Chucky go-to.
At midnight Pacific Standard Time. I don't get how he does it. It's very impressive.
He sneaks into sci-fi headquarters.
All the shows that people are like, wow, you go this out so fast. I'm like, yeah, I can't figure it out for Chucky. It's the one show I'm having the hardest time with. Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click that bell, leave a like, and let's end this with a Patreon. Andrew Hayes. Andrew, it's Thanksgiving month, so I wanted to give thanks to you for